Hello everybody, Elias5891 here with another KTANE module tutorial. This time we are covering the Playfair Cycle module. If you've seen the other cycle videos or done the other cycle modules, you should recognize this keyboard, you should recognize these letters with colors on little turning knobs. That's a better example. Much better example. Notice it has a little 5x5 grid here that relates to the Playfair key square, which we're going to generate. Which, if you've done Playfair Cipher, the process should be familiar. Now, one thing to immediately note for this one, aside from the fact that it's cyan and the X button is busted, X is not used in this module. Doesn't exist as a letter. These up here do not turn at the 45-degree angles that they had been for the other modules. Instead, they turn at 72-degree angles, which means you've got 5 positions, number of turns equal to 0, like the A, 1, like this G, 2, like this G, 3, like the F, or 4, like the P. Doesn't change how you're going to read them out as a diffuser, just be aware you're not looking for 45 clicks, you're looking for 72 clicks. So there's only 4 positions. In this case, we get Golf, Foxtrot, Papa, Alpha, Golf, Juliet. I think that's a Delta, Lima. Number of turns is 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 0, 3, 3. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 0, 3, 3. Space that out just a little bit, as I usually do. Alright, so, for this module, the first thing we need to do is we need to form a Playfair cipher, a Playfair key to make a key square. The way we do that is by taking each pair of dials, so this pair, 2, 3, then this pair, 3, 4, then this pair, 4, 0, and so on down the line, treating them as a base 5 number, so a number that's going to go from 0 to 24, and treat that as A through Z. X is out of the picture, and A is 0, so Z is 24. Works out nicely. I don't like that it offsets by 1 from the normal calculations, so we'll fix that as we go. So here's how that's going to look. So for my first pair here, I've got numbers 2, 3. It's a base 5 number, so I'm going to go 2 times 5. 10, plus 3 is 13. But remember, A is 0, B is 1, so I need to add 1 to get its actual position, with Y and Z being a little off. So I'm going to think of that as 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 plus 1 is 14. 14th letter is N. So that first letter is going to be an N. Notice this is going to give us exactly 7 letters, and these positions should calculate to a way you never get the same answer, the same letter twice. So let's keep going. 3, 4, 3 5s is 15, plus 4 plus 1 is 20, that's a T. 4, 0, 4 5s is 20, plus 0 plus 1 is 21, that's a U. 0 5s plus 1 is 1, plus 1 is 2, that's a B. 1, 0, 1 5 is 5, plus 0 plus 1 is 6, 6 is F. 0 3, that's 0 5s plus 3 plus 1 is 4, delta. And then 3 3s is 15, plus 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19, 19 is S. There is my starting 7 letters. Notice I spaced after the first 5. That's because we're going to make a 5x5 grid out of all the letters. Remember, X doesn't exist. So we've got our first 7, and then all the others are just going to be put in alphabetical order. So A, B, oh, we already have a B though. C, D, already have a D. E, F, already have that. G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, Q, R, S, we have T, we have U, you have V, W, no X, Y, Z, oops. Apparently I missed a duplicate, oh, N. Notice I had an N at the beginning, so I don't need an N down here, so we'll just slide those over just a wee bit. There we go. So L, M, O, P, Q, R. Yes. That fixes the problem. If you ever get to the end, you're like, why do I have 26 letters? That's what you did, is you forgot to eliminate something as a double, probably. So, what do we do with this? Well, this is going to be how we encode and decode each pair of letters. These numbers, don't care about them anymore. Boop, all gone. All we care about is this grid. And these pairs of letters. Now, if you saw my tutorial back in the day on how a Playfair cipher works, this should be second nature. If you didn't, then here's a quick recap. For each pair of letters, you're going to find them in the grid. Here's G, here's F. If they are not in the same row or the same column, so if they're in different row and different column, which you'll notice in this case is the case, you're going to make kind of a little rectangle. Notice I have G in the bottom left, F in my top right, and you're going to swap the columns of the two letters. So G, instead of being the bottom left, it's going to take the rightmost column, and the F, instead of being the top right, it's going to take the leftmost column. So my G becomes a K, my F becomes an N, KN for the first two letters. Easy peasy, right? Not too bad. Let's look at my next two letters. PA. P and A, they do not share a row or a column. We have, boop, it's the best I can do highlighting it in Notepad. So third and fourth column, and then these three rows. Order is PA, so the P is going to move over here, the A is going to move over here. P becomes O, A becomes C. O, C. I think I see what this is spelling, but we'll go through all of them just to be safe. So, general rule, if I kind of think about it more mathematically, which in my head's how I do it, I don't make the little rectangle. I'm like, do rows match, do columns match? If the answer to both is no, each one keeps its row but swaps column. So this, instead of being row 4, column 3, whoops, PA is what I started with. So instead of this being row 4, column 4, and row 2, column 3, I swap the columns. This becomes row 4, column 3, and row 2, column 4. That's how I personally think about it, but I've seen a lot of people describe it as a rectangle. That's how I usually see it illustrated, so. DJ, perfect. I was hoping we get one of these. DJ, notice, do not share a row. They do have the same row, which means their normal method will not work. Now, encoding and decoding in Playfair is nice because it's consistent unless you have same row or same column. When you're encoding, which we're not doing right now, when you're encoding and they're on the same row, you just move to the next character in the row. So conversely, if we're decoding, we move to the previous characters in the row. So, this G and J are going to go to the previous characters in the row. The row is considered to loop on itself. So before the G is the K, and before the J is the I. This becomes KI. But the next two letters are NG. Oh look, D and L. They're in a column. Perfect. I swear I didn't pick this seed out on purpose. Since they're in the same column, normally we would move down if we're encoding, but we're going to move up because we're decoding. So D becomes N, L becomes G, and what do you know, it does indeed spell knocking. Knocking. So, we are going to now encode the word zigzaggy. We are going to encode these the exact same way we decoded them. So Z and I, fifth column, third column, different rows, so we're going to swap. Z becomes W, I becomes K, WK. GZ, again, different row, different column. G is going to become K, Z is going to become R, KR. AG, that works out. This kind of section here. A becomes D, G becomes I, DI. And then GY, yep, that works out. That's also a rectangle. So they're going to swap columns. G becomes J, Y becomes R, JR. There's my answer. WK, KR, DIJR. Hey, we did it. Just like the others, if you screw up some keys, you can erase, but if you put in all 8, you're boned, and you're going to get a new starting sequence. So let's do one more together super fast. Quebec Papa, Hotel Yankee Bravo Papa, Lima November. Turns are 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4. That's going to be some big numbers for my cipher. 3, 4. 3 5s 15 plus 4 plus 1 20 T. 4 2. 4 5s 20 plus 2 plus 1 23 W. 2 2. That's 10 12 13. That's an M. 2 3. That's exactly one more than 2 2. 3 3. 3 5s 15 18 19. That's an S. Don't forget we're adding the extra 1 because A is 0. 3 2 is 1 before S. That's an R. And 2 4, 2 10, 14, 15, that's an O. So there's my starting point. Notice, once you know those letters, and if you can multiply by 5 without too much trouble, it's not hard to get your starting sequence here. Let's add the remaining letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Alright, let's decode, and we're going to do what we have been doing in the past, which is stop when we think we know the word. QP, notice are on different rows. So we will swap. Q becomes Z, P becomes I, ZI. Ziggurat, zigzaggy, zymology, it's one of the first two. So we'll need the next set. Oops. HY do not share. Rows, H becomes G, Y becomes Z. Zigzaggy it is then. We can check the AG, GY, BF, so AG, and then LN, they're in the same column, so we move them up. GY, yep. Zigzaggy becomes the word dispatch. Dispatch. Space them out in pairs. That's why I know how pairs work. DI, they are in the same column, so we will move down a letter. D becomes I becomes Q. SP are in the same column, so we move down on each. S becomes C, P becomes Z. AT, hey, those are different. A becomes R, T becomes M, RM. CH, same column, so we move down. C becomes H, H becomes P. My answer is India, Quebec. Charlie, Zulu. Romeo, Mike. Hotel, Papa. Hey, we're done. Oh yeah, there's one on the back. Now, this has gone on for a little while, so I'm going to put this on screen. I will read it. I'll read it. I'm not going to blank the screen. Alpha, Bravo, Romeo, Sierra, Kilo, Whiskey, Lima, Papa. Turns are 1, 1, 4, 2, 2, 4, 0, 1. I am not going... I'm going to work this out. I'd go ahead and pause if you want to work it out. I'm going to just zoom through it, though. So, go ahead. Pause. Take a second if you want to give it a shot. And assuming you're back at this point, let's go through them. 1, 1. It's 5, 6, 7. G. 1, 4. 5, 9, 10. 4, 2. 20, 22, 23. That's a W. 2, 2. 10, 12, 13. That's an M. 2, 4. 12, 10, 14, 15 is an O. 4, 0. That's 21 is a U. 0, 1. That's 1, 2 is a B. A, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, Y, Z. Added one too many. Knew I would. G, J, W. I added W. Already had W. Always good to double check those. Let's decode some stuff. A, B are in the same row. We're decoding, so we slide them backwards. A becomes B, B becomes U. RS actually are not the same thing. R becomes L, S becomes Z. That doesn't sound right. I'm pretty sure the answer is supposed to be bulwarks. Let's skip and go ahead, and then we'll see if we can figure out what we did wrong afterwards. KW. This is good, though, because it's good to see kind of how to fix mistakes. KW, HO, and LP. Same thing, so we're moving backwards. RN. Oh, no, it should be bullhorn. Which makes sense, because when encoding, if a pair contains the same letter twice, the second is changed to a Z. So I'm not actually... I got a Z back, but I should have gotten an L, and you don't leave the same letter twice, because there's no way to encode a letter on its own position. So, this is correct. It looks a little weird. But if you have a double letter, this is what'll happen. So, word like bullhorn or allotted with its two T's would do the same thing. Commando with the two M's. I'd almost forgot to mention that. Again, what a lucky seed. So we get bullhorn. Oddly, we get bullhorn, which gives us standard as the word to decrypt back. ST are both in the same row, so we'll move forward one letter. TV. AN are in separate rows and columns, so they swap columns. A becomes B, N becomes P, AP. No, BP. BP. A becomes B, N becomes P, yes. DA, same row, so they move forward. D becomes U, A becomes C. Last, RD, same column, so they move down. R becomes Z, D becomes K. There's my answer. TV, BP, CU, Z, and Kilo. Ooh, that is incorrect. Well, now I'm curious what actually went wrong on that one, because that was just a disaster of one altogether. Probably going to cut the video before this, so... To myself, hey, you flubbed this up. We're going to get rid of it. Oh yeah, it's not a log file, is it? Oh, I mixed up my CU here. My DA, moving forward, D should have become U, A should have become C. So that was the mistake we made. Output log is a beautiful thing. It happens. You know what? I'm going to let you see that I made that mistake. That's how much I didn't check the log on this one before I started. So, you know, sometimes you make a mistake. You deal with it, you move on, and then you finish other modules. But that's going to be it for this one. Even with that mistake. Still a good lesson. So, that's going to wrap this one up. Like I say, the correct answer for this one, if you are working on it at home, should have been that. Easy mistake to make. That's why you got to be really careful which ones you're shifting in which order. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, leave them down below as always. And until next time, this has been Elias. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye now.